Stage 4 in producing incredible Scotch whisky is a stage that we're mostly familiar with called distillation. During this period, what we're going to do is transfer our wash, that beer-like substance, into a giant copper pot still where we end up heating and removing alcohol. Each distillery will have its own unique still setup. This will create unique flavors and unique character behind every distillery, but it's not really important for us to get into at this stage. What we're going to transfer is our beer-like substance into the still, at which point we're going to heat it up. And this is the period where we want to start really extracting higher levels of alcohol. By putting a warm component, be it fire or direct firing or steam coils at the base of our stills, what we're going to see is the alcohol burn off at a lower temperature than water or any of the remnant materials that we don't want. Now, we're still not going to hit the strong ABV levels that we need for us to turn into spirit. So after the first distillation, we're only going to see the low wines as they're known, tracking at roughly around 20 to 22% ABV. This is where we do our second distillate. By law in Scotland, for single malt Scotch whisky, you have to distill a minimum of 2 times. So we repeat the process. This time we're trying to really amplify and purify our alcohol content. Once we've moved our low wines in and begun the extraction process of our second distillation, the first part of the run is called the heads. The heads are probably the most dangerous part of what is going to be produced off of a still because it contains an alcohol type called methanol. Methanol will kill you. This is probably around the period of 100% to roughly around 75% ABV. Once we've hit that 75% threshold, our stillman, who is in control of the distillation, will come out and make a manual cut where we begin collecting in a different chamber what's known as the hearts. The hearts are the end that are going to become our single malt spirit. This will run usually for around 4 to 4.5 hours, depending on the size of their stills. At this point, when our ABV drops to roughly around 60%, it's going to be too low in ABV for us to be able to turn it into Scotch whisky. At this point, the stillman once again makes a cut back to the original collection and sends the tails, or the low end of the spirit, off for collection again. We combine the heads and tails and send that for redistillation, so it goes through the process again. Meanwhile, the heart of the spirit gets transferred out, and this is where we're ready for maturation.